Hey everyone, welcome back once again to Credit Repair Experts. Today we're going to be going over a question that I get all the time and also comments about this particular topic. Can I fix my credit myself or should I fix my credit myself? So I'm going to go ahead and just go into my story, how I got into the credit repair sphere, and then we'll kind of go into what does it mean to fix your own credit and if you should or should not. So when I started off and I got a few credit cards on my local credit union back in Austin. When I was going to college out there, I was a typical college student. I didn't have any student loans, so that was actually really nice. Most people do, but I was offered cashback rewards for opening up checking accounts and getting a credit card, so I took it. And my mom taught me pretty well about finances, so I've never had a problem with paying my stuff. Fortunately, my card actually got stolen, and when it got stolen, it got ran up, and I attempted to dispute it with them. I'm like, look, I'm not paying this. I didn't authorize these transactions, and they didn't want to, take it off, so they just sold my card to a collection agency. My score dropped like 150 points. I was in the 700s and it dropped down to like the mid 500s. And I just left it alone for a while. I was kind of going through life doing other things. I really didn't even pay attention to it. And then when I needed my credit in order to get a property, I was like, hmm, I need to fix it. And so I did some research. Uh, I had hired a company to do it for me. Unfortunately, they were not successful in that endeavor, so I decided to do it myself. So I'm a big nerd, so I started researching what the laws are around credit and credit reporting specifically. And that's what gets you in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Privacy Act, these federal laws. Then I realized, okay, this is definitely doable. So I just went online and I did what y'all are probably doing right now. Went through YouTube and went through a few other online platforms to try to get some content and kind of get a structure for how I should do my disputing. And after doing it for a little while, I decided to do it for other people. And now I'm in a point where I have a great team that's doing all of it. We're doing all of it together. So that was my experience. Now, it took me about a year to actually fix it myself because I was making a lot of mistakes. I didn't realize you were supposed to mail them out every 30 days on the dot, that how to track everything, how to keep a paper trail. I didn't know how to do all that. And so it took me a lot longer because I didn't really know the intricacies of it. So I had time to actually learn about it and I ended up doing it professionally. Now, a lot of people, they have a regular 9 to 5 job, they have a family, they're doing other things. And so it may not necessarily be advantageous for them to fix it themselves. It doesn't mean they can't. It just means, do you want to spare all the study time and inevitable trial and error? Trial and error is not bad, but if you're just fixing your credit so you can use it, that's a skill that unless you're going to help other people, it's not necessarily on the top of your priority list. So you may want to hire a professional to do it for you. It may just be it may be cost less to have someone do it than it would be the time you would have to utilize to learn how to do it. So, but credit repair is something that's very needed right now. A lot of people are kind of hesitant to do credit repair because there's a lot of federal law revolving around offering that as a service. So if it's something you really want to learn and do yourself, it's suggested that you don't do it by yourself. I actually encourage you guys to do it in a group because you can divide the responsibility of the information amongst the group. You don't have to cram all the information yourself. I think we've talked about this before. I'm kind of having a little deja vu moment in front of this camera because I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before in one of our other videos. I think it was an old Facebook video we did. Um, you don't want to do it by yourself if possible. At least have one other person there with you. But in a group setting, if y'all are studying the same material, y'all can create dispute letters and kind of create an outline of the system that you're going to use, giving them notice that they can't be reporting this due to whatever discrepancy or violation that's on the report. And then once you give them warning that they're in violation, then you hold them accountable for that violation, which is monetary damages, because they are damaging your reputation when they're not properly reporting the way that they're supposed to. And there's obtaining consent is a major part of reporting. Your private information, you are allowed to opt out of having your private information reported on public avenues, all kinds of things. So what to include in all that? What's up, buddy? What to include in all that? It helps to have a group. So I know Jesse went through a similar experience. We were working on it together. See, I didn't even start doing it by myself. Me and Jesse, we did it together, so it halved my load.
I'm always behind the camera.
Yeah, Jesse's always back there. But to summarize all that, I think you absolutely should learn it if you're going to be getting into the financial space in general. It teaches you a lot about how reporting works, and especially today, data is one of the biggest industries that there is. So credit reporting is all about data gathering. So if you learn about the rules and regulations regarding data reporting agencies, then it can give you an advantage using them and working with them in the future. Not only knowing how to get the negative items off, but also making sure that your positive lines are getting put on there properly. For example, you can get your rent reported on your credit history by having a data furnisher go in and collect that information and place it on your report. That's a great way to boost your credit.
Absolutely. And something that I like to point out to a lot of our people who are asking about the debt removal package is I like to kind of reframe the way that they think about money, because a lot of times I feel like people are taught time is money, and that's not exactly true, because one of those is a resource that you can get back, and the other one is not. So time is not money. Time is invaluable because you cannot get that back. But dollars are replenishable. You can make those back at your 9-to-5 job if that's what you have, or your business or whatever. So I like to tell my clients before they sign up for this or the service that we provide. I like to tell them, do you have more time than you do dollars, or do you have more dollars than you have time? Because one of those you can get back and the other one that you can't. So figure out what's worth more to you before you make the decision.
Yeah, making money is easy. Keeping it is a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Jesse, I think that wraps up this one. This is more of a quickie. Removing, should I fix my credit? I always encourage people, to try yourself, of course. And we do offer the debt removal package that is of DIY format.
What are some timelines that they can expect on the debt removal package? Just if somebody decides to go ahead and get that, how long at the longest end could it possibly take for them to get items removed if they're consistent and they stay on top of it and they're replying to letters as they're coming in?
Generally, it's a 3-tiered system because you're actually relying on the CFPB complaint and the small claims court lawsuit. Having that understanding, after 3 letters, they have to remove it.
And how long do they have to respond in between each letter?
Well, generally it's 30 days, but now it's been moved to 45 days due to mailing issues regarding stuff related to COVID-19.
Okay. So they can expect the process at a minimum then, with mailing back and forth and everything, at least about 4 months of correspondence.
Yep, at least about 4 months, at least. I mean, sometimes it comes off earlier. Sometimes they don't. You just tell them to remove it, and they do. That happens. That actually happens more often than you think. But your realistic expectations, yeah, at least 4 months.
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, those are just some general things about can you do it yourself? Can you not do it yourself? If you do decide to do it yourself, how long it could possibly take? Even if you decide to hire somebody else, people who tell you that they can remove items off of your credit score in a very very short amount of time. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but I'm saying you should probably ask more questions to understand how they're doing it and stay away from anything that says sweep because sweeps are effectively removing things from your credit report at the bureau level, but they can always come back because the supposed original creditor can just say, "Hey, no, they still owe me this debt," and then next thing you know, it's right back on your
Correct.
report.
That's correct. Yeah, don't do sweeps, guys. It's not worth it.
No, not at all. Anyways, that's all I have. Running anything else?
No, that's it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment down below what other topics you guys would like us to cover. I would like to know what questions you guys have. I get questions, of course, all the time, but please engage with us in the comment section. Share this with the people who, especially those who learn about consumer law. And we will see you again here on the channel very soon.
All right, look forward to seeing you guys later. If y'all need any help getting your credit fixed, reach out to the credit repair experts.
Let's go.